everybody, and by popular request, I will now be showing you how I make my Pokemon walkthrough videos. So, okay, so you want to start out by getting whatever picture you want. I'm not going to walk you through all this, but grab a picture that you want. Like I chose this one. So what you want to do is you want to take it and drag and drop it right here. But this is an index, but yours will be a background and yours will be more edible. But so let's say you want, it's going to take a lot of experimenting to like figure out what's the right size and stuff. But I'm not going to do the exact size right here, but let's just say like this size. You want it this size, and the other screen you want to be this size. Okay, so Control D to deselect, and hold on, give me a second. Alright, so what I do, because my marquee tool is very weird, I highlight all of this area. Yep, highlight all this area. Take your subtracting mode. There will be a lot of clicking because, yeah, but subtract the areas you want. This is just going to be a sample version, like I said, not the correct sizes or anything. Then copy that and paste it on top of the layer. Wait, hold on, what? Copy, paste. This isn't working because it's an index. Of course it's not working. C, Control V. Okay, so if this is not working for you, like it is for me, there is a different way. So take your tool, and what you want to do is you want to make your sizes. This video is probably going to be relatively long because it takes a relatively long time to make the layout. Grab this. This is because that did not work for me. And now what you want to do is you want to highlight this area. And you see how these aren't exactly the same sizes? Go to this one first. And what you want to do is you want to wait till you see a pink line almost like. This is not working out very well for me. What is happening? There should be a pink line. I can't see it for some reason. No pixels were selected. Okay. So, there should be a pink line, but I don't see. Oh, okay. I see the problem. So, the problem is this is an index file. So, yeah, it's not exactly gonna work. I'm gonna delete this real quick. This is my template star.jpg. Does this work? Yes, it does. Okay. So this is my Pokemon Platinum picture. And I need to go up here, actually. At the top of my screen. So give me a second. My recording is not recording at the top of the screen. But there should be a button up here. And I'll pause the video after this. It'll say image. And I'll pause right here. Okay, so what I did is there should be a button right here, up here, at the top of your window. My mouse is not viewable. I might want to change that. But at the top left of your screen, there should be image. Go down, click image size. You should get this window. Bring it the closest to 1280 by 720 that you can get. Of course, if it's that far off, you might want to pick another picture, but mine wasn't that far off. And now take your tool, and now, since this is a background photo, you will see over here that the rectangle is a whole separate layer. Make your second one. And now highlight with your marquee tool. Highlight this. Right? Then highlight this picture since they're not at the exact same height. And like I said, you want to keep doing this back and forth like this. Like I said, if the subtracting mode doesn't work for you, then this is a much better way. Because I know my subtracting mode sometimes doesn't work for me, so here's a way to do it if your subtract mode is not working like I showed you before. Highlight this. This did not get highlighted, so I'll highlight that. Highlight basically everything that is not in the boxes. These boxes are only temporary, so you know like what your sizes should be. It will take a lot of experimenting to find out the exact width and the exact sizes, so Control C that, or no, you want to click on background over here, and then click Control C, then Control V, and there should be a whole separate layer. So if we delete or make these invisible, and then the background invisible, that should pop up. If that's not popping up, then you have a problem. Just delete this layer called background, delete this layer, and delete this layer. Okay, so now that you have your transparent part of your video, you want to grab a picture. So like this picture. Some things off of Google will actually already be transparent, and what you want to do is you want to grab this tool right here, and this should do the most of the highlighting for you, like all this highlighting, but let me deselect this. So what I do is I Control plus to zoom in, and of course if you can use this with another program it's better, but sometimes it doesn't highlight that, so you want to click this. Really weird actually. Why is this not working? Oh, probably because I need to go under Party 1, maybe? Party 1, Primplop. So, yeah, this is freaking out for me right now. But if you want to just do this, this is weird. This is really weird. But just do that with a normal picture here. Let me put one on. This is how I got Primplop anyways. Let me do Cranidos. So drag and drop Cranidos here, and as you can see, since this one is transparent, you see usually you would grab this tool and highlight all this, but since this thing is actually on a transparent background, all you have to do is highlight it, Control C it, and this is my new template right here, so Control V it. Then Control T and free transform it down. Click over here, apply the transformation, indeed, and there should be boxes here, so I'll make those right now. All you have to do is find the right size box, like this. This probably isn't going to be the right size, but you click the rectangle, and just duplicate layer, and then duplicate it again 3 times 4. We have 4 copies now, 5 copies, and 6 copies, or not 6 copies, but 6 boxes. Now, go to rectangle 1 copy and grab your move tool. Just drag it to whatever thing seems appropriate. Then do the same thing with the other one. And since that's the same amount of space, thankfully Photoshop tells you that. That's a nice feature to add. And drag it down some more. Like I said, you might want to take more time with this than I'm taking it. It's not going to look perfect because I'm rushing it. But there you go, your 6 boxes. You want to grab your Cranidos again, which is layer 2. Like I said, you probably want to layer all these too. Make sure that this layer is above the layer you want to put it on, and plop it right on. If you want to get rid of the foot, then just like go up close to it. In this picture, it's actually better not to get rid of the foot, but I'll do it anyways, just to show you guys how to do it. And actually, on this picture right now, it is registering only the Cranidos, so you can highlight whatever else you want. And see that foot right there? You want to zoom in real close. We might even get to see the pixels. That's how good you're going to zoom in. Okay, so, yeah, I think we will. Okay, so grab your marquee tool and subtract. Hear me? Subtract this. Also subtract anything under that line. And then Control C. Then zoom out. Grab this and Control V. Now delete your layer 2. Right off of here. And move your, this is my rectangle. And move Cranidos down to the appropriate size you wanted it to be. That's how you use that. The types, just get a type chart and do the exact same thing I told you to do. After that's done, badge box is kind of the same thing too. You just take this, plop it over. No, what? Whoa, Control Z. Wrong tool, wrong box mode. This is the right box mode. Okay, so we'll go like this, and just get all the... Okay, so if I want to put the badges here, make sure they're right size. Keep doing the same thing that I told you to do over here. But if you want to insert badge text right now, this is not going to be perfect like I said, because no. But we're going to make this go above everything else that we just made. And we're going to try to insert text right here. And obviously this is too big, so I'm going to layer it down to whatever size seems appropriate for you. 10's obviously going to be too small, so let's see, 30? Yeah. So all you want to do here is type badges. How do I make it look cooler? Well, I'll show you that in a bit. But first, delete the old layer because I accidentally made another text box. Move it to the center because, wrong thing. Badges, move it to the center because that's going to be the best thing you can do. And obviously you can grab your text again and click over here and just like highlight it, resize it again to like, I don't know, 50. And if that is better for you, then just grab it, drag it, and keep doing it till you get an appropriate size. But I think, let's just say that's appropriate. Now you want to hit blending options, and I would just recommend you screw around with this. I have a custom style, like this is interesting, but this is what I use for my templates, which we'll get to in a bit. So we'll just leave it like that. And again, you just want to screw around with the blending options, like I have effects, inner stroke, inner glow. You just want to screw around with the effects, and it's kind of fun to play around with. Again, the types, you just put them right there. And after that's done, you want to click up here. There should be save at the top again. Go down, it should say save for web. Save it as a .gif, I think is what it saves it as, which is the index that we had earlier. So after you're done with everything, I also recommend you save this and you make like party areas where you can just click the party, if you know what I mean. Like, let me fix this. It's bothering me. Okay. I recommend you make folders, which are near here, down at the bottom here, next to like the trash. They should be glowing on your screen because you can't see my mouse. But you can make new folders and sort these into each party, and like, let's say I know I'm going to get a Rampardos, I might pre-make that and make it invisible like I showed you before. Make it invisible. And make it rock, and let's just say this is a Geodude. Make it rock, turn ground invisible, and then when it evolves, turn ground on. And let me go down and show you how I record this. Just record your Desmumi or whatever emulator you have running, and we will move on to the editing side of things. Welcome to Sony Vegas Pro's editing software. So, here's what we do from here. This will not be set up. Oh, hold on, never mind. Click here. And you know how it says 920 by 1080? Yeah, you're going to change that to one. Yeah, you want to change it to the settings of your picture. Actually, it's 1280 by 720. So click OK. This is now set to 1280 by 720. Thankfully, I keep my video files still here. This is kind of going to reveal what I use for my recording software, Bandicam, but okay. I keep the Synfx and other files, but they kind of just pop out of nowhere, so. Add your Bandicam files up here. So you just want to add all your Bandicam files. This is for episode 3, and I'm going to show you how to fix the problems that I had with episode 3. So, whatchamacallit? Yeah, I had a ton of problems with episode 3, so these are all things that you're going to have to change the layout, and I recommend you, like, stop your recording, like, end your recording, and plop them together on this editing software rather than pausing your recording, or maybe, So like when I catch a Badoo or I say I'm going to add Badoo to the layout, stop your recording and start a new recording. That's all you need to do, because the editing will do it all for you. This is my template, which will show up for you on your videos. Just Photoshop that as well. Intro and outro, this is just my stuff, so that I've edited into clips. So we are all done with your folder that has your videos, or at least mine is. Drag your intro onto the first slot. Okay? FYI, this is an expensive editing software, but from what I hear, you can actually get it for free, though, so if you really wanted to do that, you could. Now, layout 4 is my first layout, so I will drag it up here. And now I'm just going to zoom in, make sure, this is the player, so I'm going to make sure that it's as close as possible. It's not going to be exact, but then add your first clip of your playthrough. This should go exactly right here. And this is your first clip of playthrough. If it says loading peaks, you want to wait, but Sony Vegas has already loaded the peaks for this, so I'm just going to leave this. And next up, you want to drag your layout, because obviously your picture is not going, and you want to make sure it's on the higher level, or else this will show up over it. And then click right here, like at the end of one, and just zoom in with your scroller. Not scroller, but like, yeah. You want to make, this is the problem I had. You want to make the layout go after the video. I tried to make it go exact like this, and there ended up being a couple seconds where this is showing but not the layout. I'm fixing that now. So, drag your next clip at the start of the layout. Then drag your next clip of your layout. Now, you want to make sure this clip actually matches. So, like, I click right here. Yes, I do have Badoo. And yes, okay. Now we're going to drag our layout all the way down. This is starting to get pretty big, as you can tell. But now we're not going to click there. We're going to click here, and we're going to scroll in and see the differences. Want to do that? Click here, scroll in some more. And there, right there. Zoom out. Now that that's over with, we're going to drag our next clip here, which is this clip. Yes, it'll take a while because it will probably say building peaks. Now we're going to zoom in some more and drag this over. Since I'm using Bandicam to record both my audio and my whatchamacallit. Now don't merge these tracks. If you want to, you can. This is 6, so I'm going to plop it down right here. Make sure, yup, we have a Staravia. That matches, but we don't have a do we have a Primplup? Yeah, this is the footage where we have a Primplup. And this is the footage where we have a Staravia. So this is a good time where you can figure out which, like, as I said in this episode, I made a mistake and I placed the same thing twice. So this is the right footage right here for the opposite track. So, like I said, that checking really saves your life. And unfortunately, I did not check it when making the stuff, so. Again, with the dragging, just do the dragging out. This should match, hopefully. And zoom out. And now click over here. Make sure that everything is probably a good idea. Like I said, checking and telling is always the best way to go. And now we'll move on to 7. And like I said, there was mistakes and stuff, so this is with the wrong thing. So we're going to delete it and move on to 8. Which is the track that's right, and it has Primplup on it. So now we're going to drag this over, and if it's taking too slow, then zoom out some more, and then just drag it over. And then zoom in, like I said, zoom in, zoom out. Sony Vegas Pro is lagging right now for a bit because this uses a lot of your CPU usage, so you are going to get a lot of lag if you're running this and something else at the same time, but now end it right there. And now I know part of this footage. I'll play this back for you. I actually left it silent at the end because Bandicam was not stopping, so. Whoa, okay. Like I said, that probably wasn't a good idea. I'm gonna rewind this to right here.
Yeah.
What?
Right. I'm sorry, I should know more about this, but I don't.
Fast forward. And hit play again.
Here, though, I'm pretty sure. No, this is a cut place where you cut through. That you can cut through Eternia Forest. But today, in the next episode, we will be traveling straight through Eternia Forest onto the second gym leader and probably battling that second gym leader. And I guess we will see you all there and in the next episode of Pokemon Platinum.
And then stop. Right there, stop. And zoom in. Shrink your video down to the part. I just lost it. I think it's right here. No, it's not.
We will see you in the next episode.
Nope. Not there either. Yeah, like I said, actually, play back off. Okay, this should be it.
Peace out, everybody.
Like I said, I didn't record some of this because it was zoned out at the end.
Next episode of Pokemon Platinum.
Then get it right there and rewind the track to just that point. You want to make sure it goes straight to that point. And then do the same thing with this. Put it a bit over, like I said, zoom in, do that. And like I said, this is overlapping. That's fine if you made a mistake. And like I said, right here, put it over. Put it over is your best bet. And then put your outro. So, now that all that's done, what you want to do, is you want to duplicate this track. Like that. Then, you see the icon on, wait, no. Now click here to watch your video at a part where the layout is here, is on the screen, and so is the recording. Click the button I am hovering over right now on the track motion. Click it. I want this to be my top track, so I drag it right here. If this is not transparent, this will not work. Now do the same thing with the other track and drag it over here. This is where you have to screw around for a little bit, and you have to expand the size. I'd recommend using your arrow keys to move it. You can move it yourself if you want to, but not recommended. And as you can see, I can make this a bit bigger. So drag it up. Drag it up. Find the place where it's starting to disappear. Go like this. Go like this. Make sure it's as centered as possible outside of that one. That one is done and ready to go. Next one. Drag it up right here. And zoom it down. Do the same thing with this one, but as you can see, this is too big, so you're going to have to make it a bit smaller. Pull it down, pull it to the side, and the bottom no one really cares about, but it's nice to look at, so you might want to get this in a battle just in case, but this is not coming out so well, so I'm just going to leave it like that. And that's all we need to do here. This is 1280 by 720, so that's what you need to do. Yeah, file button right here, render as. It's taking a bit for some reason, and this is my template. This is what I use right here, customize. This is because I didn't have to change it that often, and it's 1280 by 720, which is what you want it to be. Click OK, and hit render. This will take a long time. What? That was weird. That's because there's a rendered file already, I think, in episode 3. That's exactly like this one, so that'll do it for here, and I will see you guys in a later episode, everybody. Peace out, and I hope this helped you with understanding how I make my Pokemon videos.